Hi, it's me, Leslie Pagel, and welcome to Purpose Project. I am so excited that you are here with me today because, wow, we have an amazing guest on the show. His name is Edwin Gil. And through our conversation, Edwin had me thinking about these amazing highs of life and these incredible lows that we experience, and how when we're anchored in our purpose, it can help us navigate both those highs and the lows. I cannot wait for you to hear from Edwin. And so, why wait any longer? Let's get started. Hi, Edwin. It is so great to be here with you today. Thank you so much for joining Purpose Project. I would love to just dive right in and talk about your purpose. Edwin, do you have a purpose in your life?
Hi, Leslie. Thank you for inviting me. Yes, I have a purpose in life. This purpose has been changing. So right now I in a very kind of deep connection with myself. And one of the purpose that they have is to share my art to the community and help the community to heal through art. Because personally, art saved my life. It's a long story. I find out that at the same time as how art was saving my life, I can use as a tool to help others to find kind of the purpose in life and to heal.
Would you feel comfortable sharing a little bit more about how art came to you?
Yes, when I was little, I come from an artist family, and I always use art kind of to express and communicate because we having a lot of kind of issues. I come from a very poor family in Colombia, Medellin. I am the older of six kids. So was a lot of needs and a lot of problems between my mom and my dad. He's been alcoholic, so that bring a lot of issues to the family. So in my personal time, so the only way they can communicate and express kind of that the pain was through creating to do things that kind of let me communicate that feeling that I was having as a kid.
Oh.
So growing up, things changed a little bit, but I end leaving my house when I was 15. I was homeless when I was 15. Other family gave me the opportunity to kind of incorporate with them as a family member, and they helped me to finish my high school. Then when I was 17, I tried to suicide. And that was when I met this person. He was my therapist, and he gave me therapy for a little while. Then he said that he cannot continue doing therapy, and he find me another person. And then I start this relation with this therapist because he was kind of my savior. He was my partner for 10 years. And in December 1998, we built this beautiful house outside of Medellin. And the guerrilla tried to kidnap us, and they killed my partner in front of me. And I think that was one of the kind of bigger kind of check-ins in my life. I lost everything in one night, and it was
Gosh.
hard. Was hard to kind of believe in life. Was hard to to find kind of the purpose in life when you had that loss and you have a loss in the magnitude. And I think one of the sad things or the things that hurt me the most was the in my country was no protection for gay couples. So that was the first time that I feel kind of completely reject to be the person who I was.
Mm.
And that's when I moved to the United States. So it was through art that kind of I find my purpose. I start healing. I start connecting with myself. I start connecting as an individual. And I start believing again in life, and I start seeing that hope. So since that, the process, I always kind of been creating different social art projects, kind of to bring that communication, to bring that kind of dialogue with the communities, like why is important diversity, why I did a project with the school system here that was called Home Sweet Home, was the American flag with the handprints of the kids from different schools. And that was very interesting because when I come to the schools and I ask the kids, what represent home for you? A lot of the
Mhm.
kids tell me the countries where they coming from. And this particular kid, he painted the Colombian flag And when I was asking what was home for him, he put the Colombian flag and he said, for me, home is Colombia. And I said, oh my God, this is because I've been here as an immigrant for that was like 8 years without going to Colombia. So it's something they need to heal from this
Mhm.
process. So I said, maybe I need to create the Colombian flag with the handprints of Colombians around the world
Oh.
because it's a lot of people like me that feel displaced. Colombia is very well known that during the 80s and 90s was no safe, was a lot of political issues and a lot of different things happening. And I start my journey and I start collecting handprints in canvas and I went from one place to another place. I ended going to 25 different countries around the world.
Wow.
Colombian government and they support me and they help me to connect the communities and the communities they support me and they pay for my tickets and they open a space for me. So you need to go to Rome. It's my aunt is there and she's ready for you and the Colombian embassy is waiting for you and we are going to give you the ticket. I went to Rome and from Rome to Milan, Paris, and was like this really like a snowball. And I end the project in 2010. I present the project in Colombia. Right now, the project is in a museum in Colombia. And was a beautiful purpose because at
Mm.
that moment, that was my purpose to finish the project, to connect all these Colombians that was displaced from their own land. And for me, it was the way to heal the pain that I was having with my country.
Oh.
I find beauty in all the mess and all the injustice that we pass through, and the beauty of the community that remind the beauty of Colombia and the traditions and all the stuff. So since that, Leslie, I've been creating and I've been connecting, and art is super important for me. And the community and social art projects are super important for me because it's a way to kind of connect other people and to help them to find their own purpose. And it's
Oh.
better to talk about things that normally we do as a human.
Right, right. Edwin, that is just a incredible story about suffering, about trauma, and pulling through that, and then turning it around and traveling the world to help people and help you heal through all of that. I can't even imagine what you went through, and it really sounds like your purpose helped you rediscover and come back to life even.
Yes, yes. And that was interesting because you asked me at the beginning, what is your purpose now? And I passed in, I think after COVID, I went in kind of this transition and personal journey. 'Cause I think COVID hit us as a community in a very
Mhm.
deep and positive and negative way to so many.
Mhm.
And art, I think, is changing a lot.
Mhm.
The way that as a community we interact is changing a lot. And I've been in this kind of interesting search with myself about what is my purpose at 52 right now personally, because I have
Uh-huh.
professionally, but personally, what is my purpose personally, what I want to do. Or
Mhm.
I've been writing and right now it's interesting because through the writing, I found out this kind of theory about life that is like a game, and we are like
Okay.
pieces on the game. So I've been self-exploring and finding the connection between the game that I created in my book and the different episodes that we live in life. Because life is
Mhm.
not plain. It's always ups and downs. It's
Right.
ups and downs. And when we are down, we forget that this moment is for a moment, but then
Uh-huh.
we go up again. And when we are up, we forget that we are going to go down. So
Mhm.
how we can kind of connect and how we can be more conscious about those processes that are natural in life,
Mhm.
how we can be prepared to when we are down to and learn from the process because those downs help us to lift ourselves and go up again.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what I've been doing.
Aw. Well, and what I heard there, Edwin, is that you have found this professional purpose and now you're seeking personal purpose, or is
Yes,
that
yes,
yes.
correct.
Okay. I've been on this journey of studying purpose for a couple months now, and you're the first one to separate the 2 like this. There's all kinds of opinions about purpose and does everyone have a unique purpose, all of that. But this idea that we can have multiple purposes, that's not new. I've heard that before, but this kind of separation of professional for is it safe to say that that is about generating income? Is that fair to say, or
I think that with my professional purpose start as a tool to heal and share with other ones, and they can bring some income. My personal purpose, with the book, I think is more kind of self-exploring to try to understand my own patterns in life.
okay.
They sometimes can be confused, and when we start getting older, things in life hit us in a different way. We feel different,
Uh-huh.
and when we feel different, I have a curiosity. What is the difference? Because the age, or because we are programming that we're getting old, and because it's different emotions that I feel right now. Writing helped me a lot kind of to identify some patterns when some thinking come to me.
Right.
And and I don't see this the personal journey. My goal is creating a book, but I don't see like a as a profit. I see more like as a grow.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't know, I have a hope that I'm going to finish this book, but in the mid process, in the mid time, I've been enjoying, and I've been self discovering a lot of things that I don't see before.
Okay. Could you share an example?
I think when we go inside of ourselves, we see things depend on the feelings that we have. Like, oh, you are in love. It's like you go
Mhm.
inside you, you, your body inside of you. Your thinking is your house, and depend on the emotions, we start see things. When we are angry, we see things. When we are
Uh-huh.
happy, we feel these things. When we are kind of exploring, we see these things, but we all those things are part of us. But it's interesting that depending on the feeling that we have, we just see some specific things.
Mhm.
So when you start self-exploring as a game that I've been trying to do, is everything is there. It's just what you want to do, because any situation in life has a multiple kind of solutions. But
Mhm.
depending on what you see, you just see one solution. And I and depend on what we have in our kind of data, because we are like a computers, we react in a different way. So in the game that I am creating is like these different characters. They have different programs. The programs are based in the culture. Like one come from Colombia, the other one come from China, the other one come from the India, the other one come from Africa, the other one come from Spain. So you see culturally the background is completely different, and based on that culture, they start kind of acting different in the house,
Uh-huh.
and that's the only thing I can say so far.
Oh, yeah. That's incredible. So you're an artist in, like, painting, but also in writing and exploring deeply within yourselves.
Yes, yes, I think
I love that.
I've been very curious all my life. My grandma,
Oh.
when I was little, I come with these kind of deep questions, and she say, and I'm going to say in Spanish, then I'm going to translate. She say, "Mijo, el problema suyo es que usted piensa mucho." So what means like, son, your problem is that you think too much. And I say, "Grandma, is that problem?" I say, "Sometimes there's a problem."
Aw. One of the questions that I have been searching for is, are we born with our purpose? Is it just within us, or do we find it? Like, does it find us, or do we find it? And you talking about your grandmother at a young age, you're very curious and thoughtful and thinking deeply about things. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that question.
Wow, yes, that's a great question. Because I think definitely some curiosity and we can with some genes that maybe help us or more evolved than other ones. Like in my family, for example, it's not just painters or visual artists. We have musicians too, but I don't have the ability to produce music as my father or my grandfather. They do
Mhm.
very easy and I don't know, they hear music different,
Right.
but I am more about thinking, creating, exploring, more handy. So if we take from that part, I had the opportunity to develop the music or the visual art, right?
Mhm.
But was something that is stronger in me that evolved and the visual art is more easy for me than the music.
Mhm.
So to answer that, I think maybe from the purpose in life, if we see maybe I was born to be more visual artist
Okay.
than musician. But I see that we change those purpose because culturally we have a lot of influence from the society.
Mhm.
So the society is going to tell you, oh, you need to finish your career. You need to go to university. So, oh, my purpose is finish my
Yeah.
career. And then my purpose is get married. My purpose is having two kids. My
Yeah.
purpose is having a big house. And those purposes are for me they are conducted by a society, but when I talk to my friends about that and they say, you really mean when you want to marry? I say, Edwin, honestly, I don't know. Because everyone was getting married and I thought I need to get
Right.
married. And if I don't get married before 30, I was going to be out the circle. So they forced this equation that sometimes made mistakes and sometimes ended married people that they are completely connected
Right.
because
Mhm.
the purpose in the society and the community was to get married, have
Right.
kids, a big house. So I see just like maybe 1% of the humans that they are true to themselves, don't follow the society stigma to do things in some age and in some time. And they
Mhm.
just follow the intuition and it's different. That's what I see in my own kind of self-exploring. So again, to answer, maybe we have
Yeah.
from life and and it's easy to get kind of induced to have
Uh-huh.
kind of community purpose.
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering is if purpose comes with us when we're born, but society starts to shape and influence that as we learn and adapt and grow. And you touched on this 1% is truly authentic to themselves. And I've wondered, why is it so hard for some people to discover it? And maybe it's these societal impacts that are happening. Maybe that's what makes it so challenging.
Yes, because we always look for acceptance, but we are in a
Uh-huh.
community, so you always try to be accepted from the group of friends, and you are part of the church, so you need to be accepted. And
Mhm.
to be accepted, you need to do some things, and sometimes those things they are not true to what you really want to do or explore. Maybe some people, yes, don't take me
Right.
wrong, but I think we sacrifice a lot of our authenticity
Mhm.
when we let communities, when we let groups, when we let society direct what is the things that we should be do.
Right, right. When you think about your purpose, which is you've talked about, like, creating art, community, connection, thinking deeply about life, how does that make you feel?
Made me feel so happy.
Oh, okay.
Made me
Yes.
feel happy because I thanks God I am now rich. I don't make a lot of money, but I am happy doing what I'm doing because it has purpose for me. It has
Uh-huh.
meaning for a lot of people. And right now, I'm working in a nonprofit. That's my
Mhm.
professional work. I direct in development because as an artist, you do a lot of development. You need to maintain relations, apply for grants, do fundraising, and do all these kind of things to survive. But doing for an organization as I am working right now is wonderful. It's amazing because I can see the impact they are doing in a community. I can see the impact that I am doing to the people that we serve in our nonprofit,
Mhm.
and how maybe through my personal journey and my own experience I can give a little bit that to the community and the people and see the changes in life that that's priceless. That's the only
Right.
thing I can say.
Yeah.
So I am lucky to always follow my intuition for what I want to do and have the life that I have. Because I
Mhm.
think, honestly, I don't see like money is the happiness.
Uh-huh.
I see for me, the happiness is maintained doing what I do and live a life with a purpose. I think
Right.
that's the real goal for me.
Yeah. Well, and it also makes me think about what we just talked about, the 1% that are really living their authentic life. And when we are living our purpose, our deep purpose in life, it brings happiness. And it's because we're being authentic to who we are.
Yeah, exactly. You just remind me this book. You remember this book? It's called The Alchemist.
Yes. Now, it's been a long time since I've read it, but yes.
Yeah, so this guy, he do all this journey trying to find his purpose
Mhm.
because he's trying to find the alchemia. That was his purpose. And he
Mhm.
go all around. And then he come back to the same place and he find out that that purpose that he was looking for wasn't the same place that he always was.
Oh,
So, and I think the beauty of this book is the journey, because through the journey, he has the opportunity to perceive life,
right.
but
Yeah.
then go back to his roots, to who he was.
Mhm.
And as a humans, we always are going to be searching for something that kind of bring us that happiness. But you say something that kind of resonate to me because I've been trying to do all for a long time, and it's been more authentic,
Uh-huh.
because I
Yeah.
think be authentic maybe is the click and is the key to
Yeah.
to find that true purpose and that happiness that we've always been fighting and running to have.
Right. Right.
And it's that simple.
Yeah. So, you said that you've been on this path of authenticity.
Yes,
What any advice that you have?
I think it's embrace who you are. The last the last series, the idea was called Without Fear. I was living in Phoenix, and I tried to do what society told me. I met this amazing guy, and but was something that was not clicking, and I forced myself to, because that was what I was supposed to do.
Mhm.
So I became to not be authentic, because
Mhm.
I don't follow my instinct. I follow what society and friends and what was supposed to do.
Right.
And I get lost. And when I was lost, I remember I was in one of the freeways in Phoenix, and I never before that experienced a monsoon. And
Okay.
I was driving when this kind of dust was storm come first. So I stopped my car. I was afraid because I cannot see anything. And then it's like someone put a bucket of water on top of the car. And that was like the water, like the clouds just kind of have a big hole. All the water come, and my heart started kind of beeping.
Right.
And I was checking. I said, "Oh my God, what is this?" And then everything get calm, and the sun go come out, and say, "What was this?" So they call me that's called monsoon. So I think we have those kind of, or I kind of connect with the things that I was experiencing in Phoenix, and I said, "Oh my God, I cannot lose myself. I I've been trying to force something that's not going anywhere." I know,
Mhm.
and it's because he's a bad person. No, it's because I am a bad person. It's because we know are meant to be together, and I cannot continue forcing this still. I just need to let it go. And,
Right.
and as the monsoon, one day the sun is going to shine again, and things are going to pass through.
Mhm.
And I made my decision and I moved back to Charlotte. And I think that was, it's been one of the great things there. the idea because I cannot be in a toxic relation. I cannot be in a space that I cannot be authentic. I cannot be myself
Right.
just to accomplish something that supposedly we need to do.
Right.
I can tell you that don't be afraid
Okay.
because as the monsoon, the sun is going to shine again.
That's right.
And it's just for a moment. But
Uh-huh.
don't be afraid.
Yeah. When you think about your purpose, has it brought any challenges into your life? Is it all just happiness and joy?
No, bring challenge, but I think the
Uh-huh.
passion for to be sure that is the right purpose, give me the energy to navigate through those kind of ups and downs
Uh-huh.
because you need that. You need that intention and you need to be authentic to
Uh-huh.
discover that is the purpose that is connected with your soul, with your heart, and with what you see
Uh-huh.
that can give you the power to navigate through those ups and downs. Like life is not all from colors and flowers and butterflies, but when you have that clear what is the horizon, it's easy to navigate to those. And one of the things that took me more time is to understand that the downs we can learn a lot when we are up, and we can learn more when we are down. So when
Uh-huh.
I am down, I try to understand, to absorb, to connect, to explore, and to feed my soul with that
Uh-huh.
because it's a lot of knowledge, and that helped me to navigate with more humbleness and
Uh-huh.
more human heart when I am up.
Aw, yes. So I'm hearing that purpose brings a lot of happiness in your life. It also can bring about challenges, but
Yes,
it's about learning through those challenges.
yes, that's
That
correct.
that's beautiful. I love it. I've often wondered, what is the difference between purpose and passion?
Mm, that is a great question. For me, and the way that how I see it, maybe when the way that how I see it is my purpose is when I have a goal. So my
Mhm.
goal is, for example, with the Colombian flag, my purpose was finish the project, connect the Colombians, bring the flag to Colombia, help people to heal through the process.
Mhm.
And my passion is the art,
Right.
create, creating art.
Right. Got
So
it. Yes. It's a little bit of the how you're going to achieve your purpose is you
exactly.
lean on your passion.
Yes. Yes.
Love
Yes.
that. Do you think there's an end to your purpose? Is it ever complete?
I hope not. I don't know. Because I have a lot of friends that they say, "Oh, I cannot see the time that I am retired," and I always tell them like, "You want to enjoy life from now? Why you waiting to retire to
Right.
enjoy life?" I think some concept there that's interesting for me because I don't imagine myself retiring, like
Uh-huh.
doing anything. My work is my happiness. Maybe my work is what I do is my purpose. And we always need to have those to continue dreaming and having hope and having that kind of energy to keep us moving. So that's
Right.
how I see it. So
Right. I
my hope is having purpose for the rest of my life.
That's right. Absolutely. I love it. Edwin, Purpose Project was created to help people like me find their purpose. I am at a place in my life where I'm asking myself questions like, am I doing what I'm supposed to do in my one life I get to live? And have I given it my all? What advice do you have for me and others like me on discovering that within ourselves?
We talked a little bit through the phone before the interview, and I told you, like, thank you for creating this space
Mhm.
because I think this is a great mission. Because finding a purpose is completely different than the goals that society want you to do.
Mhm.
So I can tell that be authentic with yourself, listen your heart, and
Mhm.
do those things, small steps at a time. Because a little baby, he gonna start running from the beginning. He start on the floor, then he start making a step by step, and at one point he start running. And I think the same process in life in anything that you wanna do. So, but
Mhm.
listen your heart and be authentic, I think for me is the key. That's going to open
Yeah.
the door to find authenticity and the purpose that's going to be in that passion and it's going to
Mhm.
be in all those ups and downs that you can do it and it's going to be
Yes.
happy.
Love it. Okay, so listen within, look within, face those fears that are keeping you from doing that, and discover that voice within yourself and lean into it.
Yes, and
I
don't be
love that.
afraid. Don't be afraid. The beauty of the perfection is imperfection.
Uh-huh.
The quote that I always say, because
Uh-huh.
it's in the imperfect moments that we see the beauty of life.
Oh, right. Well, it's interesting that you say that because in preparing for today, I found myself going back to my journal entries from around the time when I was trying to figure out this purpose project. And I read a journal entry that said something like, there's this voice in your head, Leslie, that is saying you're never going to do it. You've got this idea. This is just one of all the ideas that you've had, and you're never going to do it. And it's about, going for it, really. Don't let fear keep you aside because this is scary. And the imperfect thing, I know that I'm going to be an imperfect host of a podcast, and that's okay. It's through the process where you learn and you grow and you get better as well.
That is true. So I
Yeah.
want you to promise me something.
Okay.
So when you had you 100 podcasts, you are going to invite me again?
I will.
Because
We'll
I want,
celebrate
yes, I
because
want to hear what you perceive and what is your purpose after that.
okay, I will, and I imagine I will grow a lot in the process from
Yes.
podcast number 1 recording to podcast 100.
Yeah, we have a
I'm
deal.
already looking forward to it.
Me too.
Is there anything else, Edwin, that you wanna share with us today?
No, I think that I already talked a lot, but I want to say thank you for opening this space because I think you are going to find a lot of people in this journey
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
that when we are vulnerable and we share and we open our heart, I think we see things that they look abnormal, more normal.
Uh-huh.
And I know you are going to help a lot of people. You already are
Oh.
helping me. Yes, talk.
Oh, and that feeling is mutual because you are helping me as well. If people want to connect with you, is there a way that they could do that, or where should they go?
Yes, I have a website. It's edwingil.com. It's a
Okay.
EDWINGIL.
Okay.
It's my website. I have a blog. I post every week something different. My art is there. My art projects are there. So, yes,
Oh, okay. Wonderful. So go visit edwingill.com. I'll put that in the podcast notes as well so you can link to it and go check out Edwin and what he's doing. Edwin, thank you so much. I'm walking away today feeling our purpose is within us and there's a process of discovering that and not letting cultural norms or societal pressure keep us from doing that because once we do it, we find great joy and happiness from within. You brought that to us today. So thank you for that. Wow. Thank you so much, Edwin, for being on Purpose Project, for being vulnerable, for sharing your story with us. And to all of you out there who are listening or watching this, thank you for tuning in. I suspect that there are people in your life who could benefit in hearing from Edwin's story. And I hope that you'll take a moment to share this podcast with them. It's through conversation, it's through this exploration of life's purpose where each of us will discover and realize our purpose in life. And wouldn't that be an incredible world to live in? Thank you all for tuning in. With much love from me to you. Until next time, stay true to yourself, stay true to your purpose. Don't give up. Purpose Project is brought to you for education and for entertainment purposes. This podcast is not intended to replace the advice that you would receive from a licensed therapist or doctor or any other qualified professional.